Hello, cultists of the internet, and welcome to this week's episode of The City in Yellow. With me today are our amazing cast. Give me 1 second because I believe that you won't be able to hear them. Can you guys say hello?
Hello.
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 Yes, you can hear them. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's get around the table and see who we have with us today, starting with Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. The Cthulhu entity left my area, so I have power again. And I am playing Janet Ray.
All right, Kit.
I'm Kit, and I'm playing Bridget Braun today. Oh, wait, where's my badge? I'm not ready. I was not prepared.
How dare.
How
We're
dare
from the
you?
city.
How dare you?
There we go.
You don't take this game seriously. Followed by Matt.
Hello, I'm Matthew, and I'm playing Matthias von Lamberg.
And finally, Nicole.
Hi, I am Nick. I'm playing Odie Frey. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's where she is at.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's recap a little bit where we are going to be. After finding a few dead bodies in one of the construction sites of the Great Breakthrough, Ezekiel fortunately had a dramatic mental breakdown. He was unfortunately sent to the Stephansfeld Asylum in the nearby city of Brumat. Janet decided to go with him and make sure that he was well taken care of. But the corpses brought with them a little bit more questions in the form of a notebook containing various notes, references, and a curious symbol, as well as a telegram seemingly coming from the group's employer, Charles Bongens, the manager for the Great Breakthrough. Meanwhile, an ominous article surfaced in the local newspaper about a surprise discovery of a stock of explosives. Charles decided to summon the investigators to discuss these concerning issues, and the investigators used this opportunity to learn about the dead bodies, which turned out to be a team of investigators, much like themselves. But that left Charles high and dry, oh, so he thought. The briefing was cut short after hearing about another dead person found in the rubbles of one of the construction sites, a man missing his index fingers, which the investigators identified as Vincent, one of the suspects for the various incidents. Looking into it, they found two things: a broken load-bearing stone on which was engraved the very same symbol that appeared in the notebook and that seemed to have taken over Ezekiel's mind, and a drunk person, Chris, that gave numerous useful information to the group. They received an odd telegram from their employer asking them to meet him at a specific site, but this turned out to be a trap. So Chris was sent as a decoy, while the group was watching from the other side of the street, through a window on the first floor. But he was met with a disgruntled and strong man matching the description of one Franz, another suspect, and with a heavy blow to the head was rendered unconscious and dropped into a nearby hole. And this is where we stopped. But this is not where we're going to start right now. Janet, you're currently in the asylum, having talked to a bunch of nurses, doctors, whoever is going to take care of poor old Ezekiel, and try to make sure that he would be, in good care, in good hands. He was frantic the whole way. He has been restrained for his own safety as well as the others. And having put him in sort of like a locked room, he started frantically drawing on the walls this symbol over and over and over again with whatever he could find. He started with a piece of charcoal, but it ended up, running out very fast. He took a piece of stone and started carving the walls, and that symbol over and over again. The doctors were very reassuring in the fact that he's going to be well taken care of. They were a little bit less optimistic about his condition and don't really understand why he he, as a healthy man, would have such a breakdown. They seemed confused, and you did spot one of the nurses just looking at his drawing with a bit of weird look. It's hard to spot, but she's looking intently on that drawing. What do you do?
I will go up to her to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Janet. I'm
Oh.
a friend of Ezekiel's.
Oh, poor man. I hope you're
Yes.
doing okay, honey.
It's an unfortunate incident, but
It
doing my
is.
best. I see you've taken quite an interest in his case.
Well, not necessarily his case. He seems like a nice man and everything, but it's just that there's something familiar about what he's drawing, and I just cannot put my finger on it. I swear I've seen that before. And you can see that she's really digging into her memories to try to figure out where she has seen that symbol before. She starts to rally a bunch of nurses, just looking at the symbol, and you hear them just, bounce off ideas for a few moments. Until one of them's like, isn't that on one of Leo's drawing? You know what, you might be right. There is this guy, very, very, very nice person. He's been there for, a while. And he's a painter, an artist of sorts, and I'm pretty sure that in one of his drawings or paintings there was something similar. It really feels like maybe they met or something. Maybe they know each other. Maybe they could help with your friend's recovery. I don't know.
Is Leo another patient in this facility?
Oh yeah, yes, of course. He's and he just points at the corridor. He's just a few rooms away. Well, I'm not sure I can get you to, enter because friends, family, and everything. But
Of course.
maybe there's a way to talk to him. Just come with me.
Professional courtesy.
Yeah,
course.
probably good. She leads you a few rooms further and shows you a door that has this very small opening. Looking into it, you can see this man that is in his mid-30s perhaps. He has this very neatly trimmed mustache that finishes in sort of like a point. He has this strong receding hairline. You can see in his face that they are a bit damaged by probably alcohol. You have seen many people with these kind of traits. And he's currently sitting in front of an easel with just a blank canvas, and he's looking at it intently. And all across the room you can see just a few of his work. Beautiful work. Very detailed.
Any theme to what he paints? Is it nature, still life? Or is it just...
That seems more like landmarks, or a castle here, or a reception hall there. It's mostly architecture and important landmarks in Strasbourg or the area. Poor guy. Do you know that? Well, I shouldn't tell you this, but his father himself was also, a resident here. He finished his days in Stephansfeld. Very sad.
Dear.
Very, very sad.
Runs in the family then?
I'm afraid so. I mean, there's no real proof that he does run in the family, but, there's no such things as coincidences nowadays. Am I right?
Definitely not. Can I see the picture they were talking about with the symbol?
Yeah. you just like twist your head a little bit to see the painting itself, and what you can see is this sort of beautiful rendering of the Strasbourg Cathedral. It is sort of like a black and white painting of it. It's mostly a play on shadow and light and everything, but you swear you could see on the bottom right, somewhere near the signature, this sort of symbol. It seems very reminiscent.
Do you think
Uh,
Leo
give
would
me-
be open? Oh, nope.
Give me just a flashlight roll, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, of course, of course. Oh.
Okay. Took a lot out of you to, examine it, so your flashlight becomes a D8.
Mhm.
So sorry, what were you saying?
Is Leo open to conversations?
Oh yes, usually he's actually eager to converse. He's a very social man, if I say so. But I cannot really let you in. You would have to do it through the door if you don't
Of
mind.
course.
I'm sorry, regulations and everything.
Yeah, this is just fine. So through the door. Leo,
He turns his head towards you, and you can see his eyes peering at you, like through the very small opening in the door. He seems to examine every single feature that just like transpires. Your eyes, the size of them, the color of them, separation of them, everything. He seems to be peering into you. It takes a very long time to answer. He's like, why yes, that would be me. Ah, hello. And he just gets up and comes near the door and does like a sort of a humble but clumsy bow. Hi. Who do I have the pleasure to talking to?
it's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Janet. How are you today?
I am doing very well. My name is Leo Schnook, and I'm very happy to see new faces. What brings you in
Okay.
this uncommon neck of the woods?
I hear that you are an amazing painter.
Oh, I wouldn't say amazing. I'm just... Well, you might be right. I might be. No, sorry, that sounded very arrogant. That was not my objective. No, I just paint and I like to, share my visions. Do you like them?
I do. I can see such beautiful work that you have on your walls, and I'll
Thank
point
you.
to specifically the cathedral.
Ah, this is one of my favorite ones. I mean, I'm still very eager of the... what was it again? Yes, the Kaisersaal. They asked me like years ago to paint a fresca for the castle. But, so this one has importance to me because people trusted me with a very important project. But this, he just looks at the city and just pauses for a bit. This is my city. This is my home. This is Strasbourg. And he just looks with this sort of exaltation in his face.
Okay. Storyteller, that word Kaisersaal.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know what that
Um,
is?
It is. You would know what that is, especially living in Strasbourg for so long. There are still like pieces of German that you still understand. The Kaisersaal is usually the name that was called for the sort of like reception hall in castles back then.
Okay.
The castle that he's referring to is probably like just one of the nearby castles. There's like tons of medieval castles in Alsace.
Okay.
And you know that probably the High Königsburg was like restored quite a bit ago, and all of them had these huge banquet halls that would with so many peoples in it. It's probably what he was talking about.
You said you had visions of these places. Have you not personally visited them?
Well, hold on. Somebody just popped
Yeah,
in.
Will was like,
Just give me 1 second to fix that. Hello, Will?
Good morning, guys.
Hi, don't worry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, we were catching up with Janet. So all is good. He's like, well, you know, I haven't experienced these places as much as I could. I mean, I painted historical reenactments. I was not there in the 1500s, of course. But, you know, that's how I imagine they were. The colors, the ambience, the overall, you know, festivities.
You have such a wonderful mind. I see a
you.
very interesting thing in the corner of that cathedral picture. A very interesting
Oh.
symbol. Can you tell me about it?
Huh. And he just goes to the painting and just looks in the corner. Huh. You're right. It is odd. Huh. I don't know, it's just I'm going to be completely honest with you, dear friend. I do not remember all of that I paint. Some of them needed a little bit of inspiration juice, might I call it? And, you know,
for reasons.
just as much as the best parties are the ones you don't remember, the best paintings are the ones you don't remember. But I probably saw it somewhere and caught my eye. Can you roll me a smoke check, please?
Okay.
For that conversation with Leo.
Oh, oops. Is better.
Okay, all is good. But if you want to commission a painting, I would be delighted to do so. If it's within my skill set, of course.
I will keep that in mind.
Please
I'm
do.
afraid I may have taken too much of your time. It seems you are in the middle of starting a new paint. Would you be-
Yeah? Oh?
Would you be open to having a conversation again? Perhaps later?
Oh, with absolute pleasure. I am, as you can see, well, my world is a very limited one, so you know where to find me. He just smiles. And if you could, and he just leans in, trying to get his voice not heard by the nearby nurses. A bit of inspiration is always welcome. Did you catch my drift?
I'll see what I can do for you, Leo.
Well, in that case, Janet, you have the grandest of days. I think
You
I
as
found
well.
some. I think I found some inspiration for today's painting. I thank you for that. And he bows again, and just stands up and just watches you leave. Just stares at you and watches you leave. Meanwhile, a few kilometers away, in the Great Breakthrough somewhere, somebody just got knocked out. And it seems like he's not doing great, and that you guys are getting nervous about it. So, what are you guys going to do?
What's the plan? Bridget's
Revenge.
twitching.
Here we go. Let's save Chris. He didn't sign up for that.
Herbert?
I feel like a lot of this has fallen at Percy's feet.
Mhm.
I'll go now.
You rush to it?
No. I'm saying to him, I'll go. Like, if you want me to go, I'll go.
So I'm a little bit late to this party this morning.
Yeah.
Don't worry, absolutely nothing happened from what you've been. So where you stopped last time. So
Okay.
from your point of view, Chris just got knocked out and thrown into a hole by 2 men.
Matthias will have pulled his revolver out at this point. He's ready either way.
So
Yeah.
will Odie.
Odie, that's good.
Yeah.
So we were on the first floor, right?
Yes, first
Yeah,
floor
across-
in
across the
opening
street.
that is supposed. Yes, in an opening that was supposed to host a window at some point, but it's currently just a hole in the wall.
Percy's called to observe. But
Okay.
one question I have is, do these guys who knocked Chris out, do we see weapons on them?
Well, what you can see from across the street, I would say, one of them doesn't seem to be armed. The one that you seem to recognize, the short guy, very heavy stature, seems to have a knife tucked into his belt.
Is that Franz?
Yeah.
It does seem
Mhm.
to match the description of France, yes.
When Chris was doing his song and dance with the cabbage down his front and things like
Mhm.
that,
Yeah.
Sauerkraut.
Percy would have ushered the team downstairs to be on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
And with everyone else's blessing, I think we would head out the door and across the street.
Percy, do you want me to stay here and maybe throw out a few little bit of covering fire to make sure they don't move too much?
No, move forwards. We move forwards, I think.
All right.
Do you want me to try to sneak up on one of them?
Yes, if you would, across the street.
All
I
right.
think-
Last question. Oh, sorry. Guns out
Time-
or
Time
are they
to
more
move.
subtle? All right.
Guns out. Disarm.
Guns out.
Disarm.
I'm
Not
thinking
lethal
wounds.
fire.
I mean, legs aren't lethal. Usually. Not right away.
Exactly. We want to question these fellows. Disarm.
Fine.
They'll last long enough for that.
From what you can see across the street right now, they are trying to cover the hole again. It seems to have been, concealed a while ago, and now that they have dumped grease into it, they're just covering
no.
it again.
We need to get moving. Get moving. We don't want him buried
I'm gonna
alive.
Sneak up on one of them.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing exactly? What is the plan?
Are we walking? Are we running? Those of us with guns, I should say.
Bridget's got her guns out and she's going in blazing.
All right. So, are you rushing towards the
I'm sneaking.
street?
I'm sneaking.
You're sneaking?
I'm
Okay,
trying to
sounds
sneak
good.
up on him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Could you please give me a dexterity save, please? All right. You try to
Really?
sneak in and to
Really?
get closer to whatever is happening. However, with all of the rubbles and pieces of stone and pieces of wood everywhere, well, rushing and sneaking does not work well together today. And you kind of trip and you hear like a bunch of rocks falling to the side. Both men just turn toward you. You hear Franz just yell, Scheiße! They turn to each other, start to say something that you cannot hear at this distance. The other guy takes off running, while Franz stays there and takes his knife out. You guys. Yes?
The guy that starts to run, Percy will shoot at his leg to try and stop him.
Okay, roll me a dexterity save.
I don't need to. I'll just take a steady hand.
Indeed. You use your talent and just take some time to orient again and shoots towards his leg. And with dangerous accuracy that you, Matthias, can't help but just to admire for this moment, he gets hit in the shin and just falls to the ground yelling bloody murder. He's
once I'm spotted, we're just gonna tackle the other guy. Just rush in and try to tackle the other guy.
Well, let's see what the other people are doing.
Okay.
What were you finishing? Yes, Herbert?
Double tap. Always double tap.
The other leg or the same?
Just maybe one in the gut, just to slow him down.
All right. This one, however, is going to have to be a roll because I believe that your talent is only once per day.
Yeah. No, once per hour.
Once per hour. My apologies. Still, it's been less than an hour.
Yes.
It's been half a second. So roll me a dexterity save.
That hits.
All right. That hits. He's like, you see that he was trying to get up and, try to limp his way away. And as you shoot right into his stomach, he's just falling to the ground and just like starts coughing blood. Meanwhile, Janet, you're not here right now. Matthias, what do you do?
Seeing that the guns have come out, Matthias will just go for the knees of the other guy, the one who's trying to stay back to slow us down. But he's going to call out to him and try and use his cutting words to make the shot a little easier for him. So I'll use my charisma to roll this.
Okay, well, roll me your charisma save. All right.
Really?
You yelled at him something very aggressive and threatening and everything, but it seems that for some reason French does not hit him as much as you would hope, and the shot goes wide.
Scheiße, indeed.
Scheiße, indeed. Odile, what is your deal?
I am following Matthias's great lead, and I'm going to try and shoot the other guy. Yeah. I also have cutting word, but I don't think it really matters.
Depends if you want him alive or not. Cutting words won't kill him if you take him down to 0.
Right. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so I will go ahead and try and did you really think you could get the jump on us? And I will use my charisma, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm glad I chose that.
Right.
So yeah.
You are giving him a warning shot followed by some very heartfelt words to which he seems to, I mean, he may not completely understand what you're saying or not every single word, but the warning shot was definitely enough to get him to, stop in his tracks a little bit and hesitate for a second, and he is stopping down a little bit. Can I get all three of you, except for Bridget, to roll me your gun? In your equipment, you have an icon to roll your resource to see if the bullets go down. Success, you're good. Success, you're good. Success, you're good. Everybody's rolling super good today. I don't like it, but that's pretty
everybody's just rolling awesome today. Yeah, just
well, this is the first stack.
Just everybody just rolling awesomely.
It is. Now, Bridget, you just get up after hearing just
Yeah.
a round of shots. Looking around you, you can see that people are running in every single direction inside the street. You see workers just hiding somewhere. You see people in the street are just trying to find some cover, anything. And there's definitely some yelling everywhere. You just roughly like 20 meters away from France at the very least. What do you do?
I think you said Bridget, but I think you meant Janet. Is that
No,
right?
I meant Bridget. Bridget, you.
I'm 20 minutes away?
I mean,
meters. Sorry.
Meters. Okay,
Meters.
I'm like, what?
Sorry.
I'm going to bum rush this guy.
Okay.
Try to tackle him down.
So you just bull rush. Give me a strength save. Okay, one success. Fantastic. Can you roll me your armed damage die, please? Unarmed damage die, please. All right. 3 points of damage. You just knock him on the side of the head. It's easier for you because he's literally just like 10 centimeters less than you height-wise, and you just tower him and knock him down. He just takes the brunt of the kick of the hit like a champ. However, you can see that he's a very sturdy man. He's just holding steady and looking at you with a lot of rage right now.
Okay, I have tactical where once per fight I can do an extra attack. Can I grapple him?
Yes, you can. Roll me
Is
another
that a
strength save.
strength?
All right. He goes to try to shank you, and you just push the arm aside and just kind of twist his arm in a way that is like extremely painful apparently, and you grab him. And at the moment, all of you can see that he's not going to move. He's fighting against it, but she's holding super steady. The rest of you, what do you do?
Advance across the street.
Yeah.
All right.
I walk over to the guy struggling and put the barrel of the gun to his right in his face and like, no, none of that.
He's still very much fighting, just a little bit less as he has the gun against his face, but you can hear him throw out just an insane amount of German insults. You understand all of them, and they are probably the like nastiest things you've ever heard a human being say to another human being. And you've been to war. But he's somewhat not mellowing over, but he's fighting a little bit less. Yes, Herbert?
Is what's Franz doing? The guy with the gut shot and the
No, the
legs?
gut shot is the other guy. As you get closer, you can see him a little bit better. He's currently, prone onto the ground and trying to, claw his way away and but he's just not making any progress. He's bleeding intensely from the belly, from the leg, trying to get away. From your angle, as you get closer, you can see that he has a very noticeable birthmark around his ear.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Percy's gonna approach him and do the nasty little thing, which is shh, and push his cane into his throat.
He just takes it. On one of his hands is still very much on his belly, trying to contain the blood. The other one is just grasping for the cane and trying to remove it for him to just grasp a little bit of air.
Yeah. Good day, dear boy. This could easily go nicely, or you can start to speak. From my experience, you don't have long. So, let us see what you have to say for yourself. He's still got the gun trained on him, like, cocked back, ready
Okay.
to go.
He just, struggling as much as he can, considering the situation, but he just looks at you and has this sort of twisted grin on his face. Like, go easily? You really think that things are gonna go easily for you? You are nobody, and he just spits a heavy amount of blood onto your face.
I've met gentlemen like yourself before. This is
Oh,
quite fun,
I
sir.
sincerely doubt
And he's
it.
gonna move. He's gonna move the cane and put it in his belly and just drive it forth.
And he just yells with pain. This is not anymore just a groan. This is a full-on yell. He's
Tell me,
struggling.
dear boy, before you depart this world, what is going on here? Why did you set a trap for us?
You
can
give me a smoke roll, by the way, for that lovely conversation.
It's amazing.
All right. He just looks at you, and his face is twisted with pain right now, and he looks deep into your eyes right now. He is as if he's peering into your soul, and he just smiles and say, "We are making everything better. Everything more fair. Everything more beautiful." He coughs a bit of blood. You can see him just remove his hand from his wound, seemingly, forgetting that he's bleeding right now. And you can see him grab your cane. And at first you apply a little bit more pressure to make sure he does not remove it. But you soon realize that he does not do so. He just pushes it deeper inwards, just to get slightly closer to you, just a few centimeters away. And he's like, "Everything will be beautiful. The city will come and everything will be different. And you, pretty boy, will not fit in." And he just gets closer and closer, and you can hear the disgusting wound getting ripped open more and more as he's getting closer. And the blood now is pouring heavily. Everybody who is watching that scene, including you, give me a sanity check, please.
God damn.
I think Bridget's busy right now. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say yeah. You just hear what he's saying, but you're not watching right now.
No.
So I just need, yeah, you're doing good. You all knew Percy to be a little bit intense. You did not expect that much. What was that, Percy?
I was just going to ask, with these rolls,
Mm-hmm.
is there a grade in like how people react to the sanity rolls, depending on how low or high they are?
No, not really. It's just a matter of like success failure here. But
Okay,
depending on the failure, you might have a dice to roll. But in that case, you're all okay. Odile, in the meantime, while everything is happening, what are you doing?
I'm sort of gosh, I don't know. I don't know what to really go towards the guy that Percy's like got down on the ground, or the other guy that Bridget's grappling. I think I'm just sort of like like this.
Whichever one switches you're on it.
It'd be like,
Yeah.
please don't wave that around. It has a nasty tendency to go off when people do that.
Bridget
Yeah,
puts the guy between her and Odie. Just like a meat shield.
Yeah, so she's just sort of stuck, like not knowing what she's doing, like not.
You just see Matthias like, just put it, aim it to the ground, aim it to the ground.
Alright. Just ready.
Raise it when you need it. Raise it when you need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so at the moment you're just watching the scene and just trying to not hurt anyone, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What about you,
Exactly.
Matthias?
I'm doing something a little counterintuitive. I am keeping the gun barrel in the other guy's face and just also trying to make sure he's not getting too freaked out by this. So I'm just mostly like, don't fight. Don't make him do this to you too. Just stay there. Just stop. But I'm also making sure if he's wrestling too much, the gun is definitely the stick to the carrot of my words.
The moment you say that to him, his eyes just like stare at you with a look of disbelief. And he starts to speak to you in German. And says,
Yeah.
You do? You work with those people? Fucking traitor.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself. I work for my heritage. I work for the greatness of Germany, which you probably forgot.
Well, considering I'm Austrian, maybe that's very easy for me to forget. But
I should have known.
what does German greatness have to do with dumping earth into the river?
Earth into the river? What the hell are you talking about?
No, we'll get to that later.
Leave me be. Now, or
What-
trust me, I'll be in trouble.
From whom? Who will be in trouble with?
And he just like nods towards the guy bleeding in the back. Like, he's boss. He's, let's say, far-reaching.
Who would that be?
That's weird that you would think I know that. I'm just a muscle.
Do I believe him?
Give me a wisdom save.
Is that conversation in German? Or can
Yes.
Okay.
Very
I
much
don't
in
think
German.
he speaks German.
Yeah.
That's too bad. So he said, I'm the muscle. I feel like she'd want to give him a squeeze, like, yeah, you're doing a great job.
He believes every word that he's saying right now. And you can see in whatever he's saying an intense disgust for anything French, basically.
I see. You guys will see, like, Matthias raises his pistol like he's gonna hit him with the butt, and then just kind of stare at him, and then not, and then I will say in French, it's like, well, if you don't know who you're working for, I guess talking to you further is as useless as looking at you. And I go over to see what Percy's doing, because I've heard the screaming and all the other stuff, and I want to make sure that if that guy knows something, we're gonna get more out of him. I want to make sure Percy knows that this guy knows more than the guy I'm talking to.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Percy. Well, this guy is
Yes.
getting even closer by the second. What do you do?
I'll remove the cane from
Mm-hmm.
if I can, like take the cane off him to stop him.
Easy enough. He's been heavily bleeding and he doesn't have a lot of strength left. And you just yank it out. And with this disgusting bell chinks out as more blood is starting to pour out. And he's getting weaker and weaker. By the looks of it, he doesn't have long.
I think you only got minutes,
So-
friend.
or seconds, perhaps. Who are you working for? Before you meet your maker.
Oh, I will meet him soon enough. Don't worry, but you will meet my boss soon enough as well. He's on his way. It's just a matter of days now. Just be patient. And he
First-
yeah?
Bridget has a first aid kit. Would that be any help, or is it too too much wound for that to be of any help.
I mean, you would have to examine his wounds, but at a quick glance, I mean, hard to say considering you're still like grappling somebody.
Right.
But at a quick glance, considering the amount of blood, this is not necessarily like within the realm of what you can do with it.
Okay.
At most, you can earn him like a few more minutes if you apply pressure to the wound, but...
Let me look at my satchel, you guys know.
Oh no.
What? Yes, tell me
Satchel.
what do you have in the satchel?
Where's my notes? I have notes on what's in this satchel. Yeah, it's just like for relieving pain and putting you to sleep, but it's not gonna heal anything. Strength and vitality. You know what? I'll give him a bottle tea tonic. Why not?
A tea tonic.
Give him some strength and vitality.
So do you
Hey,
let
grab
go of
one of these out of my pocket. Odie, help me out.
Odie will take it.
Okay. Bridget, can you roll me for the satchel, please? Okay. So yes, Odile, you have the vial with you. That does seem to have a very neatly put sticker on it.
Okay. I'm gonna run it over to the guy on the ground and pour it in his mouth. I'll close his nose first and then pour it in.
Oh, he heavily chokes on it. Like between the blood rushing from his throat and this coming in, this is a very nasty situation, and you can see him try to grasp any sense of breath from the situation, but it doesn't take long before he expires. You would have just a few more seconds if you want to ask one more thing. If not, this person will be done very soon.
Who do you work for?
He just looks at you.
What are you doing?
He says, "King." And he just Marion Cotillards.
Well, shit.
The guy that you currently have within your grasp is just looking at the thing. Ah, shit. It looks like I'm not gonna get paid anytime soon.
Well, you could get not shoved into a hole if you tell me where you stuck that other guy and what's down there.
Down what? Down the hole?
Yeah.
Well, except from the drunk fuck, not much. It was supposed to be you.
No canisters of gas.
Gas. Come on. Nah, I used it all. Some special project. There's nothing.
Yeah, we saw.
Yes, Percy?
Percy would like to skippity skip from where he is over and use his cane like a golf club and just smack the dude in the face as hard as he can.
Normally I would ask you for a strength save, but for this one, as he's currently being held by Bridget, I would like a dex save in order to not hit her.
Oh,
No.
interesting.
This will be fun.
It is a golf swing.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Interesting.
Awesome.
Uh,
We're just having the best day ever.
I know. Poor Bridget.
Bridget, could you roll me your hit dice, please?
Oh, my hit dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're getting.
Oh, I
loved
think
on the
my
side of
damage
the
dice. I'm like, no.
No, your hit points dice.
Oh, okay. Hit dice.
Okay, you're good. You just get kicked on the side of the face. You're okay. You're just pissed right now. Franz, however, took the brunt of it. Roll me your unarmed damage. Your armed damage, Percy, please. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, no. He just drops to the ground. Not completely knocked out, but definitely with a heavy gash on the side of his head.
What the fuck? That's in
Sorry.
character.
Yeah. Seems
Sorry,
like
I
you don't get out
missed.
to the greens as often as you should, Percy.
I guess he's grabbing the thing and revolver in the face.
You're gonna shoot him?
He's not going to shoot him.
Okay.
Like
I didn't know for a second. I thought
he wants to, but
He's painfully just looking to the side and sees the barrel just in front of his eyes. He's very much calming down right now.
Yeah, Bridget's not. You're not. You're just gonna ignore her. She's a little bit annoyed.
Bridge.
And smack her in the face.
We need to go get a friend out of that hole.
Second. Percy, what the fuck?
sorry, I missed. Anyone else can do
Best-
anything right now.
Best explanation ever. You get court-martialed. Sorry, I missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us. No.
Or does
Odie-
she release the grapple?
No.
Does
Oh,
she
he's on.
did she do anything?
I mean,
Well,
He's out.
He went.
He's barely conscious.
He's unconscious.
No,
Barely. He's barely
but-
conscious.
Yeah, he's barely conscious, and as I don't know if you ever tried to carry an unconscious person, he got heavier, but instantly, and you kind of had to drop him, especially considering you just got knocked on the side of the face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's
Yeah.
like almost. He's like kind of almost fainted, kind of thing, where he's just like the brain had to reset there for a second.
Just kind of throw him at Percy's feet.
Yeah, Odie will go and check and make sure Bridget's okay. Like, are you all right? You know, like.
I mean,
Matthias is just probably going to put his knee on the guy's back just to make sure he doesn't move a whole lot. If he's face down, if he's face up, then on his chest,
He's
obviously.
he's face down, yeah. And right
Yeah,
now,
just put his knee right in the middle of his back so he
yeah.
can't move.
Oh, he's not going.
He's going to
away.
wake up in a second or two, but I don't want him to suddenly pop up and get himself shot in the head.
I'm
think
fine.
me and Bridget
Just
I'm
should
fine.
go
Odie.
find.
I'm
All right,
fine.
let's go get Chris. You and I. Let's go get Chris out of the hole.
Okay.
Just as a note, from the side of the street, Percy, you can see Maurice just like popping by, and just yells at you, "Sir, it appears the police is on their way. What should I do?"
We can head out on foot. It'd be easier for us to go out on foot if we want to, if we don't want to talk to the cops. I'm saying this to Percy.
From the sound of
Move
it, they should be
that.
there within 2-3 minutes tops.
Oh shit.
Percy's gonna wave Maurice over.
Mm-hmm.
We're,
Your eyes?
we're kidnapping this guy. We're taking him away.
Very well.
We
sir.
are?
So, yep.
He just is
Well,
going to be
Okay,
compliant?
okay. Like, we could.
We could put him in the hole for a while. They probably aren't going to find him in there and come back for him later. That might make him a little more pliable to talking, sitting in a black pit, unable to get out for a little bit.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's good.
Let's do
Let's
it.
drag him over.
Alright, you're all grabbing
Chris is
him
down
towards
there.
the hole.
I could
Roughly.
just
You're- I mean,
fireman
literally
carry
grabbing
him,
him,
toss him
dragging
in the
him.
trunk.
No, we're
And
putting him
we
in.
could
We're
tell
putting him
that-
where he was going to stick Chris. Let him think about his life decisions for a few hours until we come back.
Up to you. What do you do?
So I could fireman carry Franz, or where the other guy, whatever we have.
Franz,
And-
yeah.
It's Franz.
And we could let the civilians know, hey, when the police get here, tell them somebody's down in the hole so they can save Chris, and we can get the fuck out of here.
How far is Chris in there? Maybe if it's not deep enough, we can get him out quickly.
It's 2
You
minutes.
can give it a look.
Yeah.
Just real quick. If we can get him
I've
out
got-
fast, fine. If not, we just let people know. And then we take this.
While
We
they're
deal
doing that,
with
I'm
Franz.
gonna lift Franz up and try to take him to the car.
All right. So, firemen carry him. He's not
Oh,
that
I will also
heavy.
put my
Well,
pistol away,
He's
by the way.
pretty heavy because he's still very muscular, but I mean, you're a strong gal, no problem. And you start to make your way towards the car.
Yeah.
Okay. Maurice is currently awaiting any orders. Should I make sure that she reaches the car, sir?
How good's your trunk?
Okay, I will. He starts to lead the way and try to like remove as much obstacle on your way, Bridget, as possible. The rest of you, what is the plan?
Try and get try and go open the hole to see how far it is. If it's just a few feet down, maybe. If it's a small thing, we can get him out quickly enough. If not, we leave it open and just tell people that he's here, and then get out. Yeah,
Okay.
everyone okay with that plan? He's saying this out loud in his best French, which is good but not great.
You
Yeah,
guys
let's
just
do it.
You move one of the boards from above the hole just to have a little bit of light shining inside. The hole doesn't seem that deep. You guesstimate somewhere between 7 to 10 feet. It's still a drop. But at the bottom of it, you can see Chris, and both his leg and his neck have a very unnatural angle.
Oh.
He's still breathing though.
What do you guys want to do?
You'll let
We don't have.
the nurse say
Yeah.
what's happening at night
We-
of injury.
We
We're
won't
gonna
have
come back
time
to
to
the
get
nurse
him
very
out.
soon.
I can see him breathing, but he's hurt bad. He's gonna spend some time. Maybe even moving him could be worse. The way his
Yeah.
neck looks. I've seen people take falls like this.
But let's get out of here and make sure somebody knows that there's somebody down there.
Yeah, we'll leave the hole uncovered.
Okay, so you leave
so
the
they can
hole
find him
uncovered.
quickly.
Do you leave the other guy's body as well, and you just get out of the way?
Oh, do we want to
Did
put him in here?
anybody search the body?
He's coated in blood. We need to get out of here without looking like a autopsy.
Up to
Amateurs.
you. Yes, Percy?
Oh no, actually, I was going to say Percy would pick up the shells from his revolver, but they would still be in the revolver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
Wait. Did Odie? Did you shoot?
Mm-hmm.
I will look for her shells. She has a semi-auto. That thing will eject. So I will scramble around to collect the shell.
Okay, that will require a flashlight roll. But you do manage to find them after
All right.
a little bit of, scouting and trying to remember exactly where she was when she fired them. But yeah, it takes a little bit out of you to try to get it. And your D10 becomes a D8.
Yeah. Done. Let's go. Sorry it took
All
so
right.
long. It's hard to find all this debris.
Okay,
To the
Okay.
car.
Mm-hmm.
to the car.
I hope your trunk is small and uncomfortable.
It is. It's like a 1920 Rolls-Royce Phantom. It's literally a box on the back of the car.
Shoving
like
him
a
in,
picnic.
bending
It's like-
bits, just cramming him in there.
Yeah.
It's
With
like
the
one of
help
those escape
Maurice-
artists that's just all contoured in any box.
Very much so. You definitely need the help of Maurice. Thankfully, Franz is not that tall of a dude, but still, it does require a little bit of bending to get him into the right, shape. And you all run towards the car to, try to not be on the scene of the crime soon. Meanwhile, Janet, was there still some stuff you wanted to do in the asylum, or were you making your way back to Strasbourg?
I want to see if I can get a peek at Leo's file.
Oh, and how would you like to proceed? Because are you trying to sneak in the records room, or what do you do?
Let's see if we can convince the nurse first.
All right. So that letting you know that this will require a smoke roll. If you can still do that.
Yep. Sure.
Using your, expertise and experience of being a nurse and everything that is the most frustrating about being a nurse, you find some sort of common ground with her, and she kind of relates to everything you're saying, and you know just how to work these people. No problem. Especially considering your side activities. You know, you have a penchant to, get what you want. And using a clever combination of I really need this and the main doctor is a jerk, they
And
they
the
agree to just
similarities
let you
between
in.
Leo
Yeah.
and Ezekiel's case, of course.
They agree to give you just a few minutes while he's on his coffee run, and you're free to peruse into the files. You look. Thankfully, they're very well sorted. Everything is very well organized. Everything is alphabetized. This is just a work of art, administration-wise. What are you looking for? You're looking for his just overall file?
Yeah, why specifically he got put in here? He talked about vision, so if
Mhm.
anything
Okay.
surrounding that, anything that might lead me to see similarities between Ezekiel and Leo.
You are searching through his papers and looking at what you can see from his file. Most of it is very, inconspicuous. He seems to have been self-admitted because of some heavy dreams, and some of the notes from the doctors indicate that some of these paintings are a little bit decadent, sometimes with very strong and very unhealthy imagery, scenes of violence, scenes of sexual behaviors. He seems to be troubled. You don't see much about that. You can see that he's been there for, at the very least, 4 years now. You can see that he's been heavily affected by the death of his father. Back then, it didn't affect him to the point where, as his father died, he instantly got, inside the asylum, but it definitely weighed on him, for sure. He spent a lot of time, apparently, with his mother, but she didn't seem to very much resonate with his way of seeing the world. So he doesn't keep very strong bonds with her. Matter of fact, he doesn't get many visitors. Just, few random people with few footnotes that say art student or journalists. Just this kind of, random visits to talk about his art. There's only one name that comes back a few times. One Ambrosius Dietelmeyer. He has received a few visits from this person over the last few years, and not that often, like every few months or so. The footnotes usually indicates that he brought with him a bottle of liquor that, considering the good behavior of Leo, he just exceptionally, accepted.
Okay. Does the name of Precious ring a bell?
Not really, no.
Okay.
However, you roll me a flashlight check for your investigation. Thank you. All is good. So you hear a knock at the door. Janet, it's about to come back. You need to get out.
I will put everything back neatly and get out.
Okay. You are now out. The doctor just comes and very, very intensely ignores anything that is not a doctor. Just walks in front of you. You do not exist. And you just hear the nurse that let you in just mutters under her breath, "What an asshole."
They all are, dear.
Indeed. I hope you found what you were looking for. He's a nice guy. He's not like... I mean, Leo has never been any trouble for us. You know, he's never been rude or violent or anything. So, I mean, you know, I hope he's not in trouble.
No, not at all. Thank you so much. I might be back to speak to both him and Ezekiel. You know, everyone needs a friend.
Of course. Of course. We're gonna take good care of him. Don't worry.
Thank you. I should get going though.
Well, let us know if we can do anything. You know where to find us.
Of course.
So you make your way back to Strasbourg?
Yes.
Okay. Arriving in the hotel at the beginning of the afternoon, you see a note from Maurice letting you know that the rest of your team is currently investigating the rest of the sites. You do not know exactly where right now, but you care to venture a guess that they're probably on the street of 22 November. You guys, you're back in the car. He's starting to wake up. Franz is definitely starting to bang against the door, the back seats. What are you doing? Where are you going?
Where are we taking this guy?
Yes, Percy?
To the house of the architect where we found the blood.
Oh, the one who left. Left.
Yes, Bridget?
So Bridget's going to shout through to the trunk. You can make this trip conscious or unconscious. It's your choice. Calm the fuck down.
Okay. Give me a
She's
smoke
not a
check
good-
because he is shutting down instantly. Like, the voice left absolutely no place for hesitation or interpretation. He just quiets down instantly. He has experienced your arms. He knows.
Amazing.
Oh.
Okay.
Damn,
So
I
you
kind of wanted
drive
to
to
pet him
the-
again.
The
Okay.
night is young.
Okay. So you go to the house of Rodolphe Gutenberger. And was it him? Let me just see. Yes, I believe that was him.
I'm like, where's my notes? I got it here somewhere.
I
That was
believe
early.
it is.
Early on. Rudolph?
Yes, Rudolf Gutenberger.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive at his house,
Yep.
still unoccupied, still very much dark. Janet, could you please give me a flashlight check? If you still can, of course.
I still can.
Okay. Reaching the beginning of the sites, trying to find your friends. From the corner of your ear, you can see in a nearby street a car driving and some pissed off woman yelling to somebody in the trunk. So you turn your head instantly and notice almost going away the car of your friends.
I will attempt to flag them down.
Okay. This will probably require you to run towards them to try to catch up and just do a sign. So,
It's like, run.
so that's gonna be an interesting roll. I would like you to roll me a Constitution roll. You start to sprint. You gather your inner athlete and start to run towards them. And you see that they are turning on the next left, and they're like, oh shit, they're gonna go away. You rush, you take a shortcut, and you arrive there, and just like out of breath in the middle of the road, holding your hands like that, as Maurice just brakes extremely hard, and the car just stops, 5 feet from you. Everybody
Holy
just
shit.
like, bounces in the
Yeah.
front. You hear a very heavy thunk coming from the trunk. and you see your friend Janet in front of you.
Get in. Let's
Get
go.
it, we're doing crime.
Oh, my favorite thing.
I
Hope
love
you
the
didn't say that
episode.
too
Getting
loudly.
with doing crime.
Bridget
like,
haven't
all right.
we're doing crime.
You don't see the bad. You don't see the bad right now.
Crime.
All right. So on your way, you pick up your strainers and arrive at the house of Rodolphe Gutenberger. What exactly would you like to do there?
Take him inside.
Find something to tie him up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Time to chair or something.
You
Oh, we
bring
have
him.
company.
Yeah, rough company.
You see that he has this sort of look of recognition when he sees the house. It's like, why are you taking me here? What's going on here?
Oh,
You know what happened here?
Does this ring a bell? Does it?
I mean, I've been in that neighborhood. The fuck are you doing? Stop twisting my arm, you piece of shit. You do manage to tie him up, sit him in one of the chairs inside. Thankfully, the back door is still open, so you had no problem, getting back inside since you've already been there. And nobody seems to have come into that house in a hot minute.
Well, that's
And
good.
You are now, circling that guy tied up on a chair. He looks uncomfortable and slightly scared.
Percy will sort of sidle to Matthias and say, "Would you like to take it from here, chap? In your
do you
native
want out
tongue,
of him?
perhaps?
What do you want me to get out of him?
All the things."
I kind of look at this guy and he looks kind of like an idiot. I don't know if he has that much. He's getting paid. He did tell me that, and I believe at the time he thought I was going to shoot him in the face. So I think he was telling me the truth.
There's got to be more.
Well,
I
we
mean,
might still shoot him in the face, of course.
Well, I meant in that moment. I mean, I'm probably. Oh, sorry. I'll let Bridget go real quick. Then we'll keep this conversation.
I'm just gonna say, while they're chatting, she's searching his pockets.
Okay.
Good idea.
Searching his pockets, you can find his ID as a Franz Schneider. You can see, by the way, that it is the identity card. So back then, when Strasbourg became French again, they started giving out different kinds of ID depending on the class of persons. A was French people and French-born from, Alsace-Lorraine and stuff. B card was from people who were mixed, like one person from Alsace, the other one was not French. C was just citizens of foreign countries. And D was specifically German, Austrian, Turks, and Bulgarian citizens. And this was very well. This was very not a good thing to have in Strasbourg, because there was a very huge disdain for people having a D identity card. Matthias, considering your stature and your background, you did manage to kind of tweak your way into having a C ID card and not burden the stigmata of being Austrian. But you recognize this paper as a huge mark of shame.
So he has D like dog?
He does have a D.
Okay.
Except from that, you can see that he has a little bit of money on himself. Not that much, to be honest, but it's not the amount of money that... It's not the amount of... Yeah, you can find 50 francs on him.
That's more than he has.
It is. But it's not necessarily the amount of money that strikes you as odd, it's the fact that it's a big bill.
It's like a single 50 franc mark, yeah.
Pretty much.
It's not the one that that Percy gave Chris earlier, is it?
Percy didn't give Chris any money. It was
I thought he gave him half up front.
We were
and
wondering
then,
about that.
Okay.
We were wondering if you paid him up front or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Except from that, he has nothing in his pocket. He still has the knife that you can take if you want.
Oh yeah, no, he's not
The-
keeping that knife.
I mean, I assume
yeah.
you took it before you just, you know,
Yeah.
put it in the trunk.
All right, so I'll go over to him in German. I speak to him in German and just be like, "All right, I mean, you know the drill. Tell us something useful, and you walk out of here with just the things you've lost now. Don't, and you saw your friend, your employer. Sorry, these guys can go all day here. There's not a lot of neighbors, and none of them will care. You know how it is. Give me something I can use."
He looks around and looks at each of you one by one. He has a look of fear towards Bridget. He has a look of fear towards Percy. He has kind of like a little side wink towards Janet and Odile. But he's trying to guess his situation right now. He doesn't strike you as the sharpest tool in the shed, for sure. You swear you let me out? No harm, no foul, I'm out?
Depends on what you tell us. It's got to be worth something. You tell me a lot of nothing, I won't be able to protect you. You tell us something worth it, I'll do everything I can.
Bridge just cracking her knuckles.
There are a couple people here who are very unhappy with how things worked out. I need to make them happy.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not necessarily super happy about the way things turns out either. Yeah.
Well, we weren't terribly inclined to get gassed, so we saw what happened to the last group.
Yeah, that's probably a good guess.
The concrete
Well-
doesn't sound any better if I remember correctly. It's been a while.
Not really, no. Okay. I may have something. The thing is, he didn't tell me much, to be honest. Like I was just basically like he's, employee.
You're working for a living. It's it's hard to find jobs.
Plus like, Rodrich was, also German, so I was a little bit more inclined to, work for him.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I get it.
I know he has a place. I know he's storing some pretty heavy-duty shit in a place. He doesn't know that I followed him, but I know he has one.
Oh, good man. Like, got an address? Yeah?
He just lets out a heavy sigh. It's like,
And we're still
Ni-
talking in German, so I'm like, yeah. Don't, like, he's not going to tell anybody that we told, that how we found out.
he's not gonna tell anybody, anything now.
That's the point. You can say whatever you want about how we found this out.
9
Again,
Church
write it
Street.
down.
Nine
Write the address. Say, birthmark Ear's house, and hand it to either Percy or Bridget, whoever grabs it first for me.
Although I didn't see his name on the entrance, so he's probably having it under a false name or something.
And I'll mutter that in French, like probably a false name he's living under. But then I switch back to German, like, come on, man, what
useful.
else?
Come on, that's
Somewhat
already a lot, man.
That is a lot, but like I said, things went bad there. Anything else, man? Come on, I need a little extra. You're almost there. So close, man.
What do you need from me? Come on, I did like a lot of I did like a few things around the construction sites. Is that what you want me to say?
What are you doing, Odie? I saw your hand
I
up.
was gonna say, ask him who the king is.
I mean, like we don't. Yeah. I mean, that's who they said you were. That's who the other guy said you guys were working for. The king. That's some old noble who's. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a family name. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know his boss. I just know that he managed to get me into out of some bad shit. So I assume that he has connections.
Connections with the city or something else?
I mean, possibly. I got released from jail for a common mistake. I just knock the guy out. That was nothing. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
like
Yeah.
a pub fight and stuff. But
Yeah.
I got out scot free.
Yeah.
Nobody asked a thing. So I assumed that the guy.
Oh, that could be just money then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Money will do that.
That's all I know, man. I just did like some. They just told me to go cause trouble into the sites, and that's it.
What about the what they tell you about anything they're doing was weird, like something with those weird marked stones or anything like that, or why why did
that? I have no idea, man. Honestly, all I did was just fucked up some piece of plaster, break a few tools, take a few shit. I mean, I didn't even do all the things. Like Roderick had another guy do some stuff.
Yeah, that guy messed up. He tried to sabotage something. Things landed on him. You didn't make it.
No shit. Fucking amateur.
Yeah. You get what you pay for. I guess he didn't make it. How are you gonna do?
I can tell you.
Any other collaborators
Roderick,
that you can tell us about?
Sorry, what was that?
Any other collaborators you can tell us about?
Any other guys besides the second guy?
Not that I know of. The only ones that I knew was Roderick or Vincent. Let me tell you though, Roderick had some dough. He was loaded.
Ask him about the dumping of the things in the river.
Yeah. Do you know anything about moving stuff around, taking construction supplies somewhere, doing stuff near the river? Do you know anything about that?
Near the river? Nah.
Near, yeah.
No. All they told me was to go there and break some shit. There was never a matter of like moving earth or something. This seems like normal construction things to me.
Do I believe him? Do I believe he's not holding anything back?
Oh, we're gonna have a few rolls here, so I'm gonna need a wisdom save from you to see if you believe him. I'm gonna need a flashlight roll from Bridget for like searching him, and a smoke roll also from Matthias to just for the overall conversation and interrogatory. Okay, you're good. Hard to say. He seems very convinced of what he says, but on the other hand, he's also seemed very worried about his current, entourage. So, hard to read.
So, I will pull Percy over and give him everything, just everything I've managed to get out of him in German, plus a little bit of things he already knows from when we were speaking in French, and my impressions, all of this, like this guy's a foot soldier. I think this is all he has to give up, but he is scared out of his life that we're just gonna kill him and leave him here.
Yes, Bridget.
But he's. Go ahead, Bridget.
I just want to know. I heard Roderick. Can you tell us what Roderick looks like? Because I don't think we have a description. We've heard and seen the name written.
Roderick? That's the motherfucker you shot.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together.
But if we
trying to take notes.
No worries.
Neither did I. I was like, what?
But I kind of gather into a power. I'm like I said, this guy's got no credibility with anybody. You saw his ID. No one's gonna believe him if he told them everything. We could make this go away by just saying no.
Hey, fuck you! The ID's bullshit. You
Hey!
I do.
I say to him in German. I'm trying to make sure they want to let you go.
Sorry.
Odie will really quickly write on the piece of paper like the symbol and show it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is this?
Very pretty. Like, what do you expect of me? I'm not like an art. I don't have an art degree. I think that Roderick was like drawing or some shit, but that. I don't know. Is that letter? That language from those like fucking countries?
Pistol whip.
Oh, fuck you, man. Sorry. I didn't mean to be insensitive.
They take art very seriously here in France.
Yeah,
Strasbourg is the. Yeah, I don't get it either, but
yeah, I don't understand.
You don't do that.
Fucking one.
Well,
Yeah, no. I have no idea what it is, milady.
Uh-huh. But Roderick did. He was putting it everywhere, or was it already here?
I don't know, I've never seen that before.
Hmm. Okay.
Does
Mm.
I guess I'll do a wisdom roll to see
Yeah,
if
he's not safe. Do you believe him?
Ah.
Hard to say.
No.
He has so much, disdain
Net
for you
20.
guys. Yeah. Wrong moment to do a nat 20, my friend. Wrong game.
Smack! He's just gonna smack him again.
Oh, next time
Get
don't
with
choose my other side because he's getting like always the same side as starting to
Oh,
Not even
certainly.
lie.
rough.
Whack! He goes back the other way.
The fuck
Ask
did I
and you
not
shall
put my mouth
receive, dear
for?
boy.
You can see that he's seeing stars right now. He's like definitely a little bit wobbly. I give you everything I have. Let me out, please. Come on.
he's got nothing.
And you need to leave the city and not come back.
Trust me, I don't want to stay here. Fucking see. Took every fucking thing from me.
So we're in this house where the bloodstain was. Is this guy just
Mm-hmm.
now? Like, have we got him in the living room where the bloodstain is?
I would assume you did. It's just a very small house, so either you took him here or the kitchen or the bedroom. So, in my head, you brought him to that room.
Yeah.
Do we want to let this gentleman go, or do we want to tie up loose ends?
I see. I'm like, I try and say this so that the other guy can't hear, and just let him go, man. Besides, worst comes to worst, they hire him again. We recognize him. He has new people that we can ask questions to. He's used up here, but if we let him go, he leave out some bait, bigger fish might come.
Or he could
You know-
warn somebody.
Who?
I don't know.
No, yeah, we don't.
They
don't know
might know
enough.
who he is and know that they fucked up the job and come looking for him. He might not know who he's looking for, but I'm pretty sure they knew who they're
Yeah.
looking for.
And if they come take his ass out, we'll have more clues about who's doing it. Hence, bait.
Well, I'm not
It's
quite
like-
sure what went down while I was away, but you're throwing
Oh.
around titles like kings.
How
It's
can
either
I will give
us
you the
or them. He'd probably prefer us. He's probably at this point dead meat, quite frankly.
Yeah.
He just like extends his head a little bit and say, "For the record, I didn't say anything about a king. You guys did. Just
Man.
throwing it out there.
He
I
could
think
take
I can
a hit.
be let go."
Just Bridget's vote.
Oh,
He's just-
we're voting now. Okay.
Oh!
Oh no.
I'll point it out like this,
Just-
Bridget. How closely have you looked at any of your jobs? To who isn't hiring you? You
So you
never
have to
strong armed some random people for a few marks? Or francs?
Frank.
Sorry.
Just
Yeah, but
so I know.
They pay marks in Austria.
I've never walled up 3 people and gassed them. No.
And never strong
Just so I
armed
know where
anybody?
you stand.
You've
Odile,
seen
what
me
would you
strong-arm
have
people.
voted?
Yeah, we voted.
Yeah, just so I know where you would stand, Odile, what would you have voted?
Oh, me?
Yes, because you did not vote.
I don't know. I mean,
What is going through Odile's mind at the moment?
he doesn't really want to be a murderer, you know? Like, I know that this
Okay,
is getting
yeah,
really
sure.
serious, but, so she would move towards letting him go. She already told him get out of town, so
Yeah.
I guess she's up.
Okay. So, knowing that 3 of you voted to not let him go, what do you guys do?
Yeah, I won't stand in
that-
the way. I just don't, I won't be like
Just
the one that does
Give him a
anything.
chiropractor visit. That's all.
Do you do that?
How
Yeah.
good are you at that?
You'll see.
Well,
She's not in a fucking mood, you guys.
Okay.
She just got smacked with a cane.
You
yeah,
approach.
that's totally this guy's fault.
Well, the question is, do we want to send a message or do we want to make this nondescript?
Nondescript would be my
Mm,
vote.
Yeah.
But I'd vote
One
not
of
to
the
do this
reasons
at all.
is to
So.
not draw attention to ourselves.
Oh wait, are we leaving him here?
I think that would be quite the
Hey, here's a
quite
thought.
the message.
What about a compromise? Or we just leave him here like he is now, tied to this chair, and just leave. Let the fates
Oh.
decide whether he makes it out or not.
He could get out of that. Would
Maybe.
Janet have a syringe,
He's-
just an empty syringe in her first aid kit?
Oh, I'm
You
sick.
do.
She will take out a syringe, fill it with air, jab it
Oh,
in a
come on.
vein.
No. If you're gonna do this, I mean,
It doesn't seem
It's
like he's
amazing.
asking. It
He's
seems
not
like he's
asking.
doing. You can see not a single hint of hesitation in Janet's eyes as she very expertly takes a needle, a syringe, and within just a few moments, France is no more. I would, however, need everybody but Janet to do a sanity roll because that was a sight.
would he have died like quickly, or would it take a while? How long would it have
It's
taken
a-
him?
It's a very painful way to die.
It is.
It is.
I could have snapped
I just
his
want
neck
to
in
know-
a second, but whatever.
Yeah, like I said, I just want to know, because if he was suffering for a while, I probably would have put one between his eyes.
Mm,
Damn
I
it.
think he earned that at least.
okay.
Yes, but that's
I-
a lot more noticeable.
Yeah, but dying of the bends is really normal in a small little cottage like this.
So one or
I
two
did-
we reduced, right?
Yes, and I'm going to get to you as soon as I have the roll from Matthias, please.
Hold on.
Okay. Odile,
Mm-hmm.
this is not something you expected to see in your life.
Mm-mm.
This was like intense. This was very, very violent, and you have seen your share of violence just by being around this nice crowd, but this is taking a lot. I need you to roll me, please, a d6.
86. Alrighty. Remind me again, where's just the dice?
If you go to the chat, there is a die button that lets you
Yeah.
open the dice roller if you want.
mm,
I don't know
Okay,
if you
why am
see
I not-
it.
don't.
You know?
Um,
Do you have the chat of the in Let's Roll?
I don't see it. I see the dice
Yeah,
log. Oh no.
Is it above your
Okay.
journal? Above your journal on the
Okay,
left
I
side?
think I didn't have it open. Hold on.
Ah,
There we
okay.
go.
Okay, you
There we go. I see it
You
now.
can open it through the menu, and then there's an icon
Okay.
next to the that you can roll dice there.
Okay, chat. There's the dice. Sorry, it took me a second.
Don't you worry.
D6. D6, you say?
D6, please. Yes, 1d6. Please and thank you. Okay. You pass out. Literally just falls limp into the
Oh.
ground after hearing the screams of that guy and seeing the deadpan face of Janet, who did that like she was just making a bowl of cereal. Yes, Bridget?
Bridget is going to go up to Janet and go, that was fucking awesome. But maybe next time, so we don't freak out, that let me do my... That's all.
As a note from a gameplay perspective, Odile, next time something very violent happens like that, I'm gonna need a Constitution save from you to avoid passing out again. But at the moment, you have a very dead German guy and a very passed out Odile at your feet.
Let's make this look like it was something else other than him tied to a chair and being
Yes, that was-
I mean, besides all the bruising and scrapes he has that when we beat him up, stuffed him in a trunk, and then forced answers out of him.
He may have encountered a struggle here, but he doesn't get those scrapes and bruises by being tied to a chair.
Fair enough. Do you want to toss him against a few pieces of furniture around here, like he had a tumble?
Put him at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, put him at the top of the stairs and watch him go down. It'll leave.
Bridget,
Yes, Percy.
would you like to make this gentleman an acrobat for a moment?
I will try to wake up Odie while they're doing this.
I'll help.
Is this a? There is stairs in this place, right? It's 2 stories.
Yeah. It's not necessarily 2 stories, but you can access the attic through like
I was just thinking, strip him down, toss him in the tub. People die in the shower all the time.
As I say, it looks like he's been through a bit. Like if we make it look like he took a tumble of some kind or got
I mean,
in a
some people
brawl.
are clumsy. I talk from experience, okay?
Where do you want
I've
him?
been in a number of fights, and I've fallen in a tub, and I did not look the same after either of those experiences. Those were very different looks on me.
Maybe she just wants to see him naked. Whatever, you guys. Okay, we'll be good.
Hey, you know what? That's
Take it away,
fine. You can fall down the stairs naked if you want.
There you go.
Yeah.
No
Like he forgot his towel and ran out with it and just took a spill down the stairs. Just, don't wait for rigor mortis to sit in. That'll be... No.
Bridget unties him.
I just think he shouldn't be tied to a chair.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fine. I'm still just trying to get Odie up.
Yeah, while Matthias and Janet are trying to wake Odie up. Odie, your brain is working 100 miles an hour right now. You have seen so much, you have heard so much, and while you passed out, you're trying to make sense of everything that is happening, trying to just somewhat justify what just happened. You're dealing through a lot. And could I get an intelligence save from you, please?
Intelligence. There we go.
That is a success. The last thing you think about before waking up is the address. The address he gave you. Church Street in France is Rue de l'Église. And you have heard very recently about 9 Rue de l'Église. In a news article. Earlier today. And you wake up. Still very much heart beating, hard to breathe. But you wake up and you see the friendly faces of Matthias and Janet, even though right now Janet's face, you're not exactly sure if you can trust her anymore. At this very moment.
Alright, that was really, really uncalled for, but guys, the place he said. There was a news article about it. There was a news article about this. I don't know if it was the same.
On the bomb, the explosives?
It might be. I think
That's what I was thinking when he said he had a big plan.
Yeah.
Article about explosives.
Yeah, I just know Matthias sort of looked at the article, but he probably wouldn't have read the address. That's the detail he would have
I was distracted by the Poudre de Coq ad that was next to it.
This is how I get like Kit off track. I just put some
What?
vaguely innuendo kind of content, and she's never gonna see any clue. I'm very proud of that. No, that wasn't me. But anywho, what do you do? As a note,
Yeah, that's
considering the
works.
events of the day, you are nearing towards 6 p.m., 7 p.m. right now. It was a long day.
Uh-huh. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh
Also,
boy, oh boy.
I would assume that Maurice stayed in the car and did not witness that scene.
Yeah,
A
no,
safe
he's
zone.
yeah,
Okay.
he's
Having someone outside to look out would be a good call. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Well,
Alright.
I guess we're
Alright,
done here.
shall we? If
Let's.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, I do not want to be here anymore.
No, we need to
He's
get
had
out of
that
here.
look on his face. Yeah.
We need to get out of here.
No, let's all have a drink and think about our life choices. Let's go.
I also, while we're having a drink, update you guys on Ezekiel and my findings about Leo.
And we will do
Okay.
the same for you.
Yeah.
About what we did.
So,
Details.
We have not been to the house with the explosives, right? We opted not to
No.
go there.
No,
we didn't
that
have
was
somebody who had
further
it in
down
with
our
the
list.
cops that could get us in there. Am I remembering that right?
Charles could get you in,
It
yes.
could be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's our best set of clues. If he left any info about who his boss is, this king,
Mm-hmm.
or what his plans were, or what they were doing, maybe even a location of where they were moving stuff to. That might be it'd be there probably.
Yeah. Oh,
Besides,
shit.
it's not like we're getting anything out of these two anymore.
Yeah.
Well, all
They're
of
all
the
used up.
suspects that we have found are all now dead. Roderick, Vincent, Franz, all
Yep.
of them. So
They led very violent lives and they met very violent ends.
this is
That's
true.
I think what we're all going to have to tell. Oh man, why am I blanking on his name?
Charles.
Charles.
Charles. I think Charles. When we update him next, we have to let them know that they found themselves in unfortunate situations. One of them tried to hurt us, and we were forced to, hurt them back. Whatever version of
Does
this
he
we tell
need
them.
to know that, or does he just need to know that they're no longer breathing?
I imagine we might have been spotted at the work site when we were shooting those guys, and if we just say, "Hey, he was attacking us," we responded with the same level of violence, and then we left.
As much as I don't want to admit in words what we did, but also the gendarmes,
euphemism.
the gendarmes were arriving. So whether Charles is on a need-to-know basis or we front up so he can deal potentially with the gendarmes on our account, I'm unsure. Let's just say that. Are we having this conversation in the car or
In the car.
We are not hanging around here.
For sure.
We're discussing this on the right end, but no.
Yeah.
What we just came from, we found him like that. Poor guy didn't give us a single
Yep.
thing. He ran here and he met some poor but
That's
I don't
what I was
like I
getting
said,
at. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. One guy had something fall on him. This guy apparently got hurt at something, and the only thing is we might get connected with that second one, and we need to have if we lean into that, then they'll believe what we have as opposed to something else someone might suppose. Is my only concern. I don't.
At this time in history, would what Janet did look like heart attack or something? They wouldn't necessarily be able to detect the cause of death.
Oh, that'd be expensive. They wouldn't want to spend that kind of money on some random guy. I mean, maybe if this was the mayor, they might do that, but
so we can claim ignorance on that.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to get him to talk. We untied him.
No.
We don't know him.
No, we didn't. We found him that way. We came in and we heard he was here, and oh my god, someone got to him before we did. I don't know what happened to him. He's just dead. Weird.
Sometimes people
That's-
outlive their usefulness and they get cleaned up.
Yes, I've almost done that. Been that a few times.
Percy's just like, every time Janet speaks or does something, he's just like, she's amazing. But he doesn't say it, but he's very impressed with her
Yeah.
operations.
Because Odie is like totally like, oh my god, who did I sign up with? Like,
The
I
party
don't know.
group, for sure.
Like, guys, okay, all right, we can do this. Sure.
Matthias is more acting like you guys just did the thing in a way I didn't prefer it to be done. He's not like super morally offended. He's just like, I would have done that differently. That's about it. That's the extent of his objections.
Saved yourself a round, sir.
Fair enough.
Just so I know, where do you guys debrief on what just happened? Do you talk like that
In the car.
in the house or in the car?
No,
Or like, yeah.
In the
Yeah, I
car.
figure we probably take the long way to the wherever we're heading. Just kind of drive about town a bit. I think we need a minute to discuss and process,
Mm-hmm.
unless anyone objects.
No.
Besides, I don't think this is conversation for the buffet or
No. No,
bar
for
or
sure.
anything like that. No, this is getting our heads straight and figuring out who gets to know what sort of thing and where we're going next. Yeah.
In the
Mhm.
car, but
Wonderful.
I would have suggested, out of character, that this is probably the conclusion of the day,
It
and
would, unless
Yeah.
you have
We're
some
not
other
doing-
stuff
Yeah,
you
it's been a
would
long
like
day.
to do.
Yeah, that's why I
Wait.
figure we're also taking the long route, just because we're not doing anything else today. We're not in a hurry anymore. We're just
Yeah.
wrapping up, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you guys all
Okay.
want to get a drink somewhere after we've discussed these things that we don't discuss in front of others. My French is bad. Sorry.
Do we want to
Drink
just take,
somewhere. Bridget sips her flask.
do we want
He
to
will,
just
he
take
will
a
in fact take a sip from Bridget's
Yeah,
flask.
go hand it around.
Big swig.
What
And
was
passes
that,
it back.
might we want to just take a drive by the Rue de l'Église? Not get out, just drive by and
That's for tomorrow. Let's just look at it with fresh eyes. I think we have just been through a lot. I mean, poor Chris.
Yeah. That's true. I hope he gets help.
I hope he gets the most merciful treatment possible.
Oh.
How you say?
I'm sure the John Dumbs are looking after him just fine. They will have found him.
Okay. All right.
Percy says reassuringly, but also not really caring.
Odie just totally believes that you're like, yeah, okay, all right.
All right. So does that
So
mean that
I guess whoever wants to come to the Petit Papillon for a drink can do so, but anyone who wants to be dropped off on the way gets dropped off at their residence.
I could use a drink.
Yeah.
Or 5.
Yeah. Drink.
And but at this point, everyone knows that Percy's just going to pick up the tab, so you're all back to the Petit Papillon.
I
I
tried.
do.
It was laughable.
It was. Percy, could you roll me a wealth check, please, for the tab?
That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh yeah, he's so good.
You guys enjoy evening of levity. It feels a bit wrong considering everything that happened today, and you can't help but be a little bit more quiet than you would have been the days before. But nonetheless, alcohol helps, food helps, and you go to bed not necessarily with comfortable dreams, but you know, it is what it is. You wake up in the morning of September 10th, ready for whatever the day is bringing you.
Would
What
it
do you
be
do?
considered rude for Bridget to have filled her flask while we were at the Petit Papillon? Since she shared with everybody. Percy, is that alright? Can I just
whiskey and just pouring it into
shoot
little
a
funnel. Little
Yeah.
funnel.
I
That
mean,
would be a very, very large faux pas. In the
it
sort
would
of
be a large faux
establishment.
pas, but nobody in the Petit Papillon would have said anything, considering you are a guest of Sir Herbert Cunningham. So,
She's asking Percy. She you know, is it alright if I do it?
Just discreetly, dear lady.
Yeah. Absolutely. Under the table. She's
Just like
He's
drinking like
kind of
this,
like,
and then bringing it down
Guys.
and pouring.
She can't afford to buy anymore.
She's real thirsty, so it's just
I mean, try to make a dead guy naked. She's thirsty.
she's thirsty.
it's a very eye roll moment for Percy, like,
mhm.
but I guess he kind of understands that.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
And
Whatever.
it brings a very nice sense of, light-hearted moments in that, heavy day. So, in a way, it's acceptable somehow.
Hmm.
But nevertheless,
I mean, it is only fair you did get smacked with a cane, so
Yeah, that's a faux pas too, where I come from. So let's balance it all out.
Yeah. So
it's all about balance.
Yeah.
taking some
Yeah.
taking some liquor, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you take some, you drink some, it happens.
Yeah.
So,
For sleeping purposes, yes, you need it to go to bed properly. Good night, Cap.
morning comes and you guys reconvene, I would assume, at the Petit Papillon
Hmm.
to tackle the rest of the day. Yes, Janet?
Before that, Janet would like to get a message to her contact
Yes.
because this whole thing seems like another entity is moving into their territory.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to update them with the symbol and just that they're being referred to potentially as the kings.
Mm-hmm.
Doing her part, providing information.
Your contact lets you know that he's definitely, send out feelers about any king or any reference to a new gang trying to take over. At the moment, he doesn't have anything by that name, but it's what you report to him seems very concerning, and he's not happy that more and more problems are happening. It's one thing to have accidents on some construction sites. Accidents happen all the time, but having a guy shut down in one of those is starting to get messy and to attract some unwanted attention.
And that there's clearly money being moved
There's
to.
definitely money being exchanged at some point, and he does not appreciate that at all. In the morning
she'll meet up.
papers, you could see a report about an unfortunate shootout that happened right in the middle of Strasbourg. One Roderick Unwit has been unfortunately died on the site. However, the gendarme investigated a little bit and went to his domicile to try to notify his next of kin, and found some very disturbing discoveries. His garden seems to have some earth moved recently, and digging through it, the gendarme found a body buried into his backyard. It was very odd. He lives in a pretty, nice neighborhood. Actually, he has a expensive studio in the Grand Rue, and it seems odd that somebody would actually bury a body in the backyard of the city center. So police are currently investigating on Roderick Unvit and trying to figure out what exactly happened and who the dead body is.
Who do what? What street?
Grand Rue, Main Street, basically. Let me
How do you-
show you.
Okay.
Grand Rue is
Grand.
Grand as in Grand Street. Let me show you
Okay.
exactly where that is. As soon as I find it myself. Come on, I'm a very bad Strasbourg person because I've been on that street so many times. That feels wrong. I'm gonna get my Alsatian card revoked. I will find it. Okay, I will find it eventually and point it to you. Nevertheless, looking over the, unprofessionalism of the DM, what do you do?
Oh boy.
Should we
Well-
go check out the place with the explosives?
That's
Yeah.
probably older news now. We might have an easier time getting in. Do we want to what's the word? Do we want to contact Charles and have him get us in? Or do we want to try more discreet means?
If we're contacting Charles, are we going to check in with update?
We will let him know that there's people. We could let him know these people are involved, not necessarily anything else.
I'm pretty confident that I would like to keep Charles on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
He omitted some details. I think we can afford him the same respect and omit some
Mhm.
details. If we choose to give him details
Update
at
him.
all.
Well, what would we tell him then? If not that these people were involved.
I don't think
Sounds
we
wrong.
really have much to report.
Actually, we do. The gentleman who died at the construction site, that was one of our suspects, and he was obviously committing sabotage. We can at least admit to that. We weren't connected to that.
Fair point. Fair point.
That's progress. It would let him know if he connects the dots with those other two gentlemen. Well, that's on him, not us. That's
Do we
something.
want to
If we
do
want
this-
to do that, and
do we
then
want
he
to
could
do
get
this
us to BBN.
Do we want to do this in person, or do we want to make a call?
I say make a call.
Mm,
No?
Yeah. Yeah, just to save us some time from having to go back to City Hall.
Also, answer less questions. It's easier to have a bad connection if things. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Big hurry. Talk to you later. Bye bye.
So do you call
Okay.
City Hall?
Guess so.
Alright. Who's calling?
Okay.
Unless you object.
Who's calling?
If we want to go in person, we can.
We're still having breakfast, right? We're at the
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Papillon.
So who's
Percy
calling?
will. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Percy would go to the phone booth, I guess.
All right. It rings for probably half a second max, and Philip already picks up. Yes, hello, City Hall calling. What can I do
It's
for you?
it is Herbert speaking.
Oh, hi. How
very-
are you doing?
Just fine, boy, dear boy.
Fantastic.
May I speak to Charles, please?
Oh, unfortunately, he's not available. He has received some very unfortunate news this morning. Apparently, there has been some very bad incident on the construction sites, and he's now meeting with some finance people to try to figure out why they should keep paying for the project. And he is not happy at all.
When
Shall I
might
leave a
he
message?
be? No, that is perfectly fine. I will call him back. Do you know when he might be due back in the office?
Ooh, that's a good question. judging by the scope of the conversation, I assume that he would not be back until at least mid-afternoon.
Thank you very much, Philippe.
You're very welcome. Is there anything I can do for you?
Ask him if he can get us to that.
Oh yes, yeah, of course I would have. Charles mentioned that he would be able to get us access to the site where the explosive devices were found. Is that something you could help us with?
Hold on. And you hear the shuffling of papers. As he said, yes, okay, so he left me instructions on that. Apparently, you have to say that you come from Officer Groschstefan. If you say that you come from Officer Groschstefan, they would apparently let you in if there is still police people there. Just say that you're coming from that guy. He's aware of that. He will you should not have any trouble with that. Anything else?
No, that will be all. Thank you very much for your assistance.
Fantastic. Have a very great day. And the word day is literally cut off in the middle by the sound of the phone hanging up.
Percy reports back to the breakfast crew.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, at least
Should I ready the car?
yeah, at least we got a way in.
Yeah, that'll make it easier for us to investigate. We'll have the time, and no one will bother. Should be trying to move us on too quickly.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
One thing just before we do go, does it strike anyone else as odd that this is the first time we've sort of experienced Charles being out of the office?
He's out of the. Oh, yeah. He's usually always there, even his meetings. Must be important.
He just said unavailable. Was he not there, or was he just in a meeting there?
He was meeting with financiers to discuss the ongoing payment of the project.
Right, but off-site. Did he say it was off-site? Maybe they were meeting in his office. Did I miss that?
Can I get clarification on that, Jim, please?
He did mention that he was off-site for this.
Off-site.
Yes.
Okay.
And
that might be.
That this is actually, that seems to indicate a very heavy severity, because most of the time people would come to him. The fact that he's actually, tail between his legs going to them indicates that he's in a bad position right now.
Okay.
Which is the 2 and 2 that Percy's put together. Which is why he mentioned it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to be done about it right now, I guess, but something to keep in the back of our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Well, off we go. Let's figure this out. This is so strange.
Right? So you indicate the address to Maurice, who drives you there with extreme efficiency and absolutely zero questions about whoever disappeared yesterday. He is very respectful of everything that happened, or did not happen for that matter.
He knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
He does know. You know him well enough to know that not only does he know, but he knows not to ask any questions about that. Nevertheless, you arrive at the 9 Rue de l'Église, where you can see in front of the building just a gathering of older people. Just 3 of them currently sitting on a bench in front of the building, gossiping, and
45,
suddenly looking
50
at the car.
Older people?
No, a little bit more, very old,
52.
like in their 50s,
50s, 60 maybe?
Yeah,
Oh, they're not
past
dead.
that time.
60, they must be ancient.
Oh, yeah.
People live that long?
Let me recontextualize. We are in 1920. This is a very venerable age in 1920. Just saying. Carry on.
All right.
So what do you do?
Is there Any police presence there?
None whatsoever.
Okay, are they just like looky-loos or just like, gawkers? Or what are the old
They-
people doing?
They seem to be in a very intense gossip session, and from the looks of it, your arrival just gave them new ammunition.
Hmm.
One of them,
Perhaps
uh,
Bridget could move them on with her badge.
one of them gets up, a more matured woman with a sort of shawl around her head, and she just comes closer. Says, "Can we help you? Are you lost by any chance?"
We're like right in
No,
front of
we are-
the residence.
Right in front of it.
We're exactly where we need to be.
Oh, how lovely. What exactly are you doing in this fine neighborhood? Oh, sorry.
Bridget, would you
my
show
name's
them
Yvette.
more credentials?
I'm
Yvette?
very sorry. Yvette, yes.
Ancient Yvette. Okay, got it.
I am the concierge for that lovely building you see here. So, are you
We
looking
are
to rent?
with the city.
Oh, you are. Oh, sorry, I did not make the connection right away because usually the people that come from the city, come with like suits and gendarme. And, oh, you have a badge. Oh, that's very official. Well,
Just
how
in
can-
light of recent events, we just want to
Of
make sure there's
course.
no further issues here. With
Oh,
what I found.
Oh, I can absolutely appreciate that. Like, I wouldn't want more trouble to arrive in this neighborhood. How can I help?
We just need to look into the place where the explosives were
Oh,
discovered, just to see if.
Of course. Do you know, I discovered that. I am the one who called about the water leak, And mind you, the leak has been stopped, so everything is good in the apartment now. All of them are
Good.
perfectly livable, and the apartment should be available for rent soon. Just in case you would be interested, of course.
What can you tell us about the gentleman that lived there?
Oh, Paul. Oh, he was grumpy, to say the least. No, he was. He did not give me any trouble. He was very charming in a way. He had like his nice suit, and he paid the rent very, on point. He was not late. He was very efficient. He was not there for a long time, but it's like the ideal renter you could imagine. And
Grumpy and charming. That's a combo.
well, when you pay on time, you don't necessarily need to be likable, because you're making yourself likable through your actions. So at least this is my philosophy, you understand. So he started renting it 2 months ago. Yes, in July, I believe. And I remember very well because I had him visit the apartment, but he told me that he would only move in September, probably. It was not even for him, from what I understood. It was for his. No, it was for him. My apologies. I completely misremembered that. Oh, you understand that at my age, it's complicated to remember.
Yeah.
You're doing great, sweetie, for your advanced years.
And so he came back just a few days later with just some movers to bring, his, I assumed was his furniture upstairs, but as it turns out, not really that. There was explosives in the apartment. It was odd. I remember that,
That is odd.
It was.
Have the police removed that?
Sorry. Oh yeah, of course the police removed that.
Yeah.
They did take a few pictures because apparently they were disposed in a very odd way, but they removed all of that. And let me tell you, I am way more reassured now that there is no such dangerous thing inside the apartment anymore.
Yeah, that would have been really dangerous.
It would have been. It really would have been. And she just, as you walk and you just walk and talk basically, she opens the apartment on which you see on the side of the ringer the name Paul Golb. So yes, this is Paul's apartment. Excuse the mess. The policemen just removed everything yesterday, and they are not in the habit of cleaning after themselves. That's very not nice from them.
Yeah.
But yes, so the leak was over there, but it has been fixed, and the explosives were apparently there. And she shows you this large living room, no furniture whatsoever, and just traces on the ground where just the dust didn't get to settle. Numerous amounts of footprints. A lot of people have been there for a bit. You know, it was very odd. Apparently there was a lot of crates, and he even, he must not have been very efficient because he did not, save space and stack them. Apparently he just put them on the floor in a weird way, from what the policeman told me. They didn't want to tell me more, but I gave a little look-see while they were not looking. After all, it is my building, I need to know what's happening here.
It's good that you're concerned, yeah.
Is there a pattern that we recognize from how the dust is settled around?
The dust, no. The description she gives you, however, seems very reminiscent. She explains that there have been... It looked like... the way she explains it, it is a bunch of lightning bolts connected together. Like 3 lightning bolts.
By a circle?
Together, by a circle. Yes, exactly that.
Okay.
I mean, there was no circle, but I kind of assumed there was one, because I think I know where he got the inspiration from. I was talking to my friend that you saw downstairs, very nice person, Louis. He's just a fantastic person, and he told me that apparently the very same symbol was like on the side of a building, just like in one of the buildings that he manages. In Place du Temple Neuf. But he was there for like a long time, so perhaps, he ventured in that neighborhood and thought that the drawing was nice, and so he kept it. But in the drawing there was a circle in the middle, but in here, no, you cannot make a circle with crates,
Yeah.
But the shape, the sort of like 3 squiggly lines, seemed very like it.
What's your friend's name?
Louis.
Louis? Mm-hmm.
You cannot miss him. He's the guy downstairs with the mustache and absolutely no hair, and he looks always smiley. And he's a very, very bad bridge player, which is very good for my bank account, if I may say so.
Are there any papers lying around anywhere in the apartment?
Oh no, trust me, the policemen took everything they could find. Well, not that they could find much. As I said, the apartment was not very furnished. I thought it was, but it was not furniture. But yes, they just took everything, took pictures before, which was probably smart, and just left, gave me back my key, and left me to clean all that mess up for my next renter.
Yeah.
I don't know if this whole explosive thing is going to bring me more clients or less clients. I'm not sure yet, to be honest.
It'll probably go away in a few weeks.
Oof, I'm not sure I wanted to, shock value sell.
But you can mention it as a interesting little feature of the place. Sell it to them that way.
I will probably do so, especially if it
a
turns
little
out that
element
Mr.
of
Golb
danger.
has been like, if Mr. Golb has, turns out to be like a bad person or something, then he's going to be very good for business.
Yeah. Maybe a revolutionary.
Oh, don't you think we've had enough revolutions in this country already? That seems like a lot.
Some people never grow tired of it, I fear. They always think this next one will take. Sure.
Eventually, they're going to run out of heads to cut.
I don't disagree with you.
Well, in any case, if you need anything, you know where to find me? especially if you need to rent this place, because it's very nicely located. You are just like hints away from like the upcoming new neighborhood, with the great breakthrough and whatnot. So it's going to gain a lot of value very soon, but you should, take that into account very fast before somebody else snatches the apartment over. Just saying. Just saying.
Good to know. Good to know.
Should we talk to her friend, or do you guys want to
Yeah.
investigate?
Yeah, we need
Let's
to
investigate the
investigate.
room really quick. Let's do a cursory look at the room.
Just in case it
anything
happens
was left.
something.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have to roll for it because there is literally nothing left. There's not a drawer,
okay.
there's not cutlery, the room is quite literally empty. There is nothing here. In the bathroom, you just have this sort of mirror that just opens into like a cabinet, but that is empty as well. The apartment, except from the dust and the numerous footprints, is, ready to be furnished. There's nothing here.
Do
All right,
apartments
let's
at this time have directories? Like, we could see the names of the other individuals who live here?
Yeah, you can definitely find the names, yes.
Do any names look familiar? Anything stand out?
None of them really stand out. They seem to be regular Alsatian names. You can see that like a couple of apartments are currently empty. But except from that, not much to report.
Okay. Let's go talk to this friend, Louis.
Going downstairs, you can see Louis in intense conversation with somebody else. You hear him before you actually see him. There's a lot of whispers and... What do you think they found? Do you think there's more to know about what happened? Oh, sorry. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Agents of the city. Hi.
Oh, we just, your friend, what was her name? She gave us her name. Yvette.
Yes.
She was talking about how you work with or manage other buildings, and
Yes, I
you
do.
might have come across something that we're following, and she'll show him the symbol.
I did indeed. Just not too far from here, I have a building on the Place du Temple Neuf, and I know this neighborhood in and out. I spend a lot of time here, and I remembered that when she was describing the way that the crates were, I saw that on one of the apartments. It had a plaque and everything.
Oh.
I know. I was just as surprised as you were.
Where was this?
What's the number on Place du Temple Neuf?
It's on number 15.
15? Okay.
And it was not too far from here. I can show you the apartment if you want. It's really within walking distance.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be delightful. Yeah.
All right.
It's a lovely neighborhood. It'd be nice for a little walk.
It is indeed a lovely neighborhood, I spend a lot of time here, and Strasbourg is just such a nice city, People are just so nice. I mean, not to say that all of my tenants are nice. Some of them are a little bit, annoying.
Nothing's perfect.
Yes, exactly. But I always have something to do, something to visit. I go stop in the Little France, or I just have a lovely bridge tournament with Yvette, which, between you and me, she thinks she's good, but I'm letting her win.
Oh, very clever.
Sweet move, yeah.
I know. Within a few moments, she will be mine. But shh.
A few moments.
Let's stay inconspicuous if you don't mind.
Of course. Under the hat, entirely, yes.
Exactly. He leads you towards the street of Strasbourg. You walk towards the Place Kléber, which you have already seen, and arrive in the Place du Temple Neuf, where it is, sort of like a circular place where, there's lots of building. It seems a little bit remote, if it makes sense. It's like in the middle of the city, but it's sort of like isolated by the streets and everything. And he just leads you to one small house. Not necessarily a house, but like a apartment complex. And he says, here's the place. Take a look. He just points at the door where you indeed can see a plaque, which shows this.
That's the name.
Now, if you don't mind,
Digital Maya.
I have some tournaments to win now, or to lose, if you don't mind. Have a very lovely day.
Good luck.
And as you stay there, in front of this name and this fucking symbol, this is where we're going to stop for today.
Oh my god!
I have to put this out there because otherwise I make notes and then I forget what the note means. We have a very important question to answer, group, of why house explosives there, because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Chelsea, note in VOD.
Chelsea, note.
Gotcha.
And if you want to remind yourself of the notes, either you take notes yourself or you just watch the VOD and just remind yourself of that.
I did take notes, but then I take notes and then...
As a reminder, you can go to the Sparabel YouTube channel to just catch the VOD a few days after the stream, in case you missed something and you would like to see this fantastic saga from the start. Well, we're going to stop there for today, but it is only us who are going to stop, because just later there's going to be a Gallant Horde game called Index Treasure. So come back in 3.5 hours for some more tabletop RPG shenanigans. And we are going to see each other in 2 weeks on August 13th, New Zealand time. So have a great
before my birthday.
Zone. Yeah, before your birthday.
I promise I won't
I'm
be
the
late.
day after.
Well, if everybody wakes up, this is when we're gonna meet.
Yeah.
In any case, thank you so much for watching. We see you very soon, and have a good time zones. Bye, everyone.